All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 16 out of 52 weekly goal review. So, I know it's a little bit late in the week, but I was busy all week. Finally, today I had time. I got off work a little bit early. I mean, it's 5:30, somewhat early, but yeah, the rest of the week has been all over the place. So I'm finally able to jump in and get this done. Better late than ever. Content has been so hard because of my work schedule. So I completely forgot to rate my goals for last week, the 0 out of 10. And so spiritually, I think a 6 out of 10 is fair. Self goals, a 7 out of 10 I think is fair. Health goals, I'm giving myself a 6 out of 10. Wealth, I'm giving a 5 out of 10. Not because of anything bad, but because I did spend a little bit more, but I'll go over that here in a second. Time off, I think was okay, but I mean, not the best. So I'm giving myself a 6.5 out of 10 there. But yeah, overall last week, I mean, it wasn't a bad week. It was actually a pretty damn good week. I'm okay with last week. It's just so far into this week that I've forgotten how last week went. This is why you got to do it like Sunday or Monday. But yeah, for my overall weekly review, it was just a good week. I followed my rules trading, kept up with my content goals. So spiritually, I feel like I was almost being pressured sometime during the week to make a bad decision, almost throw off my life. I feel like I am at the bottom of my mountain climb in life right now. I feel like I'm about to have a parabolic season. I feel like there will be a time where I just move up and like in my perspective I will have a parabolic season where things just start compounding and working in my favor, and I've started feeling that almost the past 2-3 weeks, kind of more the past week, the past 2 weeks. I've felt it a lot, and so I feel like spiritually I was almost trying to get thrown off by making these decisions with my life that maybe necessarily weren't for me to make. And then it got cleared up later in the week that it's just leave it alone and that's not for me. It is something that I need to be aware of, but maybe not with as much pressure as I had felt it during the week. So I will be praying on that for this next week. For self, content was a little bit slow. I mean, I was barely making my reviews at the end of the day. It felt like not that I wasn't putting in effort, but I was busy and I was late, I think a couple of days. This week I have been late a couple of days as well, but I'm trying to do my best with uploading content on time. My trading, like I said, last week was really good. One of my biggest weeks, actually. Options is real money, and then futures is prop money. And so with options, anytime I make something, I try my best to enjoy some of that profit because that's almost what it's for, to elevate my living experience. Last week I took a couple trades earlier in the week, smaller wins, and then finished the week Friday with my biggest win I think I've had in probably a couple of years. At the beginning it was almost like gambling, like I'd make it from almost gambling the options, didn't really know what I was doing. Now I have this setup, this system that I'm following, and I had a really good Friday. We enjoyed some of that money over the weekend. Like I said, that's what that's for, just to elevate life experience. Health, I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's the sun. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm sleeping better. I'm waking up in the mornings feeling more well rested. During the day, I'm not so frustrated. I really don't know what it is. I really want to say that it is the summer feeling because I almost only feel like this in the summer where I'm just like, yes, let's go get it mode. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just, I've heard that taking in vitamin D helps with this like regulation as well of rest. So yeah, I've been hydrating more, but last week, health wise, pretty good. Wealth, like I said, we went to go watch a movie, enjoyed some of the trading money, trading profits. And then outside of that, I feel like purchases were within budget. I feel like nothing else was outside of budget other than the movie, but again, that came from the external source that is for things like that. Time off last week, I feel like I did get a lot of time off, a lot of Xbox. I went to car meets and events and I just kind of chilled. I don't think I vlogged last week. No, I did. Last week I did vlog, but I have not gone to editing that vlog. I more enjoyed this week. I've been trying more to enjoy instead of stressing over, again, trying to focus on documenting instead of creating. I feel like creating is stressful, documenting is just more in the moment. So for next week, my goals, spiritually, I have not been reading the Bible. I said I was going to be doing that, and I have not been doing that. So I'm going to try better this week to do that. I say that, and it's Thursday, and I have not picked up the Bible once this week. So I have to, I don't know, I'm all over the place. I do want to do that and that is a goal that I'm going to continue to repeat over and over until I actually make it a thing. As for self, I am well balanced right now with everything. My relationship with trading is really good. I kind of want to keep it that way. My content, a little bit slow. I want to push a little bit harder when it comes to my content, but again, I'm not over stressing it. So I feel like that balance is okay in my head as well. The one thing that I do want to catch up on a lot is podcasts, because that is something that I do want to keep up with, but I almost don't even have any inspiration for episodes. I'm not sure if it's just a lack from listening to podcasts, because I do get a lot of my podcast ideas from other things that I listen to, but also it feels like I'm so busy I don't have time to like let my mind reflect on lessons to share. For my health, I have my gym goals that I want to meet, and then protein, I've been slacking on protein. I feel like my protein goals have not been hit for like a month. I feel like this whole month my protein goals were not hit. So I do want to fix that. Wealth goals, some purchases were made this week, not unnecessarily, but almost like they came up. But I feel like some of those things can be taken back. And again, focus more on the long term. For example, my Beats broke this week, and so I ordered parts, but that was after I had went and bought new ones. Why? Because I can afford them, but they don't play along with the long-term goal of saving and overall growing. And so after I had fixed my Beats, I decided, it took me a bit to decide. Again, I can't afford it, but again, it doesn't play along with the long-term vision of that huge savings that I want to go for. So ultimately, my decision was, yes, I can do this now, but I prefer the long-term gratification. And so I'm taking that back later this week. So I'm going to work on seeing if I have anything else that I can do that with or take a step back from. Time off, I do actually feel like I need a couple of days, maybe even, I know it sounds like a lot, but almost like a week of just like relax. I feel like 2-3 days will be top for me. Like, I don't think I need more than that. I think I do need a disconnect though. A really good disconnect, because cars, content, then trading, and then work, and then balancing my own life. I need a solid like maybe 1 or 2 days. I don't even think I need 3 days. 1 or 2 days of like fully disconnect. Just kind of to reset. 3 non-negotiables this week. Read my Bible. Like I said, it's Thursday. That was a non-negotiable I wrote Monday, and then I just haven't kept up with it. 2, keep up with the consistency on trading. That one I think I've been okay with. I actually just realized that I took my first red day for the month of April today, which is insane to think about. The whole month of April was green. For the first time in the month of April, I had a red day. On my options at least. Futures, I'm a little bit more aggressive. But on options, it was my first red day in a month. This whole month. I only had 1 red day in the month of April. That's insane to me. And then non-negotiable number 3 is edit my content. I'm behind on that, and I need to put aside the distractions and get that done, because I don't want that falling behind. So I got to get that done. Thanks for watching this week's weekly review. If you guys are new, you can hit the link in the description. It'll bring you to this Google Drive. You guys can create your own weekly, yearly reviews along with an annual review to help you prepare at the end of every year for the year to come. Your pages will look something like this, just completely empty. All you do is hit File, create a copy, and then name it Annual Review for whatever year. Same thing with the other files, is you just make a copy and then you label it whatever you want. Nobody can see this, only you. Don't worry, the drive is just there to share the documents. Unless you want to share them, then let me know in the comment section. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next week.